Arc 3, Episode 4 of the DNR podcast is brought to you today by you lovely folks at patreon.com/DANDR. When you're all caught up in the feed, that is your destination to get tons of bonus content, including video behind the scenes, Vampire the Masquerade, and our new DRP campaign. Check out patreon.com/DANDR for more details. Previously for Group B, the team had a lengthy conversation with the god Vecna. After coming to the conclusion that something has to be done about the Black Hand, the team decided to undertake the task. In exchange, they received many gifts from the god of undeath, including revenant versions of their friends Larg and Braylon. While Larg and Braylon are technically undead, Vecna promised that they would be returned to their normal self once the deed was complete. And that's where we pick up things today. Let's do that thing where we go around the table and introduce ourselves. I'm Jason, I'm the Dungeon Master. Going around the table, starting with Jamie.
Hello, I'm Jamie, and I play Tatiyana, the human rogue.
And Valerie.
Hi, I'm Valerie, and I play Elena, the human fighter.
And Jamieson.
Hey, I'm Jamieson, and I play Larg, the half-orc, half-human, half-revenant, half-paladin, half-barbarian.
That math doesn't add up.
All man.
And Alex.
Hey, I'm Alex, and I play Braylon, the halfling bard / revenant.
And Ian.
Hey, I'm Ian. I play Kalden Halic, and I just took a DNA test. Turns out I'm 100% half-elf frost mage.
I take back everything I've ever said about your intros. That was the one.
And Karen walks through trees usually.
I fucking hate you. I knew you were going to do that. Hi, I'm Karen, and I play Kallie, the elven druid, and I like trees.
That'd be like your cool druid name, like
Yeah.
Kallie walks through trees.
Yeah. It's very,
Why wouldn't it, Jason?
That's it. That's my last name.
You know what? Look, listen to the behind the scenes. I came up with a very rational, cohesive argument against such a thing.
Kind of sounded a little petty.
I don't think it did. I think you got 1,500 spells already. And,
Also, that's also describing behind the scenes.
that is, yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, I hope you like 3 hours of spell picking and dice rolling, because that's the people who wanted more, like, why don't we get to see, more character sheets and stuff? Well, you got your wish.
I missed that.
Definitely
I missed
got
that. They're gonna be horny for this one.
Okay, yes. So, nothing of note happened on the last episode, so let's just, no.
It's actually kind of boring. I don't remember.
Yeah,
nothing
nothing
yeah.
huge. I want to really turn things over to you guys bright and early here, because it's the middle of the day on the 8th of Ferior, and I feel like you guys have some discussions to have here, because you were given a couple of different options by Vecna. You know your general mission, but how you want to complete that is up to you. Obviously, the Black Hand is the goal, right? But the Black Tip Forest was brought up as a possible option, but that's more.
Oh yeah,
that's a thing.
That's the Ghost Forest, but there's a secret in there.
That can help us.
So, that's a thing. Obviously, Esterholt is the nearest city to you. And you got two friends who just came back from the dead.
Yay!
You were all bestowed with a bunch of different stuff. There's a lot. A lot's happened in the last 2 days, I would say.
Can I've got a clarification, because I think I made error, and I was thinking that Vecna is the god of undead and secrets, but I am I wrong? Is it just undead?
He's the god of undeath. We don't really follow the same stuff as the books. So
Okay.
yeah, the secrets part is just like, I mean, him being a god, he's got secrets, I guess. So, but that's not his thing.
He's got god
necessarily.
secrets.
He's got god secrets, you know.
Yeah, just like Santa Claus.
Yes.
Okay, I understand.
He's just like Santa Claus.
He's exactly like Santa Claus.
To
Like
Braylon, he is Santa Claus, for sure.
Yeah, he's just as nice as Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm. The whole protecting the realm from undead things, that's totally Santa Claus, too.
Gave us all these gifts.
So, you guys are still in these mountains, but you're heading out. I guess my first question to you is, what's the destination?
I thought the last time we talked it was Esterholt.
You're going to Esterholt? Yeah,
Yes.
that's kinda
Okay.
what I felt.
Just
yeah,
making sure.
Esterholt's the closest.
Yes. Oh,
Oh.
but hands down, yeah.
Yeah.
The Blacktip Forest is days and days away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So far.
that's way up north, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're heading to Esterholt. Is this hand articulated? Like, can it move, the skeleton hand?
Yeah.
Because it's been a long time since Kalden's had a hand he can do anything with.
I hear you loud and clear. So
Oh.
I don't think that's what the intention of that phrase was, but then it changed.
was it not? Did I misinterpret?
Oh,
I think
no.
he realized once he left the chamber, he's like, "Oh, it's loaded," and then you caught it and ran with it. That's my belief.
At least it was his left hand. You know, he was spared his right hand for all other of hand activities.
Why we
Right.
gotta do this on this family-friendly podcast?
What are you guys talking about?
We call it the skeletal strain.
Tell you when you're old.
No!
Oh my god!
We call it Vecna's helping hand. And
No, don't do that to Vecna.
I think
Just
what's her
wanna be
face
closer-
already?
I
What's her
wanna be
face
closer
already
to
did
God.
to Vecna? What's her name? Oh my god, Mandy. Mandy already did it to Vecna, basically.
yeah,
On the
Mandy.
forums. Yep,
Yeah.
that already happened.
Yeah. So I picture. Do you remember those toys back in like '92? You go to like KB Toys and you'd pick up that Terminator hand, and like you could make it like do stuff. Like
I
you
feel attacked, but yes, I do remember.
Dude, I was right there with you. I pictured that, where it's a fully functional hand, but there's some disconnect with it. Like, it doesn't
Okay.
feel like your right hand.
Yeah.
Like, it feels a bit like it's kind of like stiff. It's absolutely skeletal. So I picture where the stump was, there is a skeletal arm growing out of it. So no muscle tissue or anything like that. Like, it is an animated skeletal hand. Like, you can feel it and you can grip things, but it's not the same as your right hand, your actual physical, like your...
Right, it doesn't have the same kind of dexterity, you would say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it feels weird, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah, I think he's just like, as we're traveling, he's just like flexing it, like, you know how you continuously play with a zipper or something when you're like when you're just like trying to figure it out,
A zipper?
or like I don't know,
Like a fidgety type.
yeah, like a fidgety thing, yeah. When you're just like in your head and he's just like staring at it and like flexing these fingers and it's making like a noise like abacus beads or something clicking
Oh,
together.
man. Am I right in assuming? So you guys are poking your head out of this cavern and you set out. So your destination is southeast. So is this a thing where you guys are you either emboldened by this newfound, like you're kind of, you feel a bit more powerful, you feel a bit, it's like, man, I feel like I got a really good rest last night type of thing. Or are you super extra, like mega cautious?
I mean, we've rested, so I don't. I mean, I feel like Tatiyana would feel emboldened a little.
Okay.
Yeah, we got some friends back. That puts a spring in Kalden's step,
Right.
sure.
Okay.
For Braylon to be opposite, because he died, right? Like, this is a new experience for him, for sure. So, like, seeing everyone else kind of ready to go, if we were still getting prepared to leave, he would be, like, pretty slow to get ready. He'd be a little, not startled, but hesitant. And then he'd keep looking at, like, if Larg is nearby, looking at Larg's armor and seeing his reflection in his armor and just continually, like, touch his face because he's, he doesn't, it's a shocking new look for him. He doesn't really like it. And eventually he just put a cloak over his face so that he doesn't see himself anymore.
And we found out through the artwork that Braylon's handsome as fuck, so...
Now he's just like a zombie handsome guy.
I wanted to get into the Revenant stuff, because beyond the gray skin and kind of you see the inky veins underneath of it a bit, the white milky eyes, I would imagine your skin has a different texture to it. It would be a little more slightly grittier, like an ashy. And it's kind of cool to the touch. Like it's not. I imagine just like Kalden's arm, there'd be some adjustment. Like it's like, oh boy, I just feel different. Like imagine we're all sitting here doing this D&D thing, and all of us had snacks and stuff beforehand. Imagine just not feeling hungry or thirsty. That absence of want. It feels like something's missing, but it also feels natural for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Like the Captain Barbossa line from the first Pirates movie, the good Pirates movie.
I liked 2 and 3, but maybe I'm weird.
No, 2's alright. 3, not so much.
I haven't watched it in a while. I remember liking it. I don't know. Anywho, so, are you all fairly quiet? Because I don't know, there's not a lot to catch up on, I guess. Like, it's not like Braylon and Larg were gone for days or a week or something, but at the same time, a lot of heavy shit has been laid on you. Is there, like, battle plan speak going on, or are you just all silently marching to Esterholt because you know what you gotta do?
I mean, I think if we wanted to talk about what the plan was, Tatiyana would want to go over, like, all right, when we get to Esterholt, what is our first goal? What are we doing first? And then after Esterholt, where are we going from there?
Yeah, I don't remember what was our original goal in going to Esterholt before this happened? Like, what was our plan to go there?
Wanted to get the Paladin's help with...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With
Yeah.
Dawnhurst?
In Dawnhurst? Well, we could. Well, let's jump in. So Tatiyana says this, and Kalden says he's very glad that she brought this up because he wants to talk about stuff, but he's keeping kind of like a respectful silence around Larg and Braylon because they have clearly gone through something, and he's very like happy to have them back. Like he just wants to embrace them, but they seem to be like, or at least Braylon seems to be like dragging his feet a little bit. Like he doesn't seem quite his self. So he's just kind of like keeping an eye on them and keeping an eye on Elena too, who got like grabbed by a demon, and he doesn't really know how to broach that subject either. So as soon as like Tatiyana starts talking, he's like, yes. Though our plans may have changed a little bit. I mean, initially I wanted to see if there's anything we could learn about the bell so that we could maybe bring back Amara, or if we had to use it like we had to use it up there in the mountains. I don't think we should do that anymore. I think we've all learned the bell is outside of our grasp, but we can still go to the Temple of Cord. We can speak with Julie or Una and see if we can conscript them onto our side. We also might want to speak with any leaders of the city, or see if there's any people who are worshippers of Vecna that may be able to help as well. Maybe there are paladins within the Church of Vecna. I am not familiar with any of the deity structures so familiarly. And then he looks over at Kallie, and He's like, and perhaps there's something we can learn there about whatever curse plagues Kallie and her family.
That would be great. I still want to look, because if this doesn't work out, that's still a thing.
Yeah, I understand. Even we can't rely on miracles for everything. Vecna was very gracious, and I've been thinking about it. I don't think we're any type of chosen, but I think we're maybe the most receptive, if that makes sense.
I think that with everything that we've seen, we're the most logical choice.
Exactly so.
Should we, when we're in Esterholt, should we also be maybe, I don't know, researching demons or something? See if there is something between the Black Hand and this demon connection?
That is a very good idea. Yes, we should learn as much as we possibly can. Did we ever get the name of I know we talked about it, but did we ever get the name of the demon from the vision from Vecna? I can't remember.
I don't believe you got a name, no.
Okay.
No, I think you asked him if he had, like, gnarly fingertips or fingernails, and he was like, yeah. And that was as far as it went.
Yeah, I seem to remember we, like, brought it up, but I don't remember in detail. I can delve into as much research as we need. Though with all of that, it might be helpful to have at least one more of us looking into these things. Are there great libraries in Esterholt? I've never been. The two of you and Elena, you've been on the road. Tatiyana, you've traveled a far bit.
Well, I was only in Esterholt for a very short time. We were trying to get to Fairbay for the festival, but I don't know.
Kalden thinks back to the festival, and it's in that, like, bright sepia tone, and it was like the good old days.
It's a large city, though. The chances are, the chances of there being some good information there are pretty good.
Especially with the Temple of Cord being so prominent there. I'm sure they have a library.
Yeah, there's a big library.
Have you been?
And, well, I grew up in Esterholt.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
I only lived in Durn Hollow for, while I was training, but I grew up, most of the time I was in Esterholt.
Oh. Larg, son of Esterholt. All this time I thought you were born and bred in Durn Hollow.
Well, yeah, it's
or
a little
Dunhurst.
But the orphanage in Esterholt, anyway. The big one. There's a big one. Anyway, yeah, there's a big library. You can take a look.
Kalden kind of look at everyone and be like, I realize we've been traveling together for a while, and we still have some ways to go to Esterholt. We've been in some incredibly tense situations and survived a lot together, but there's a lot about each other we don't know. It's something I realized after the two of you were felled. Like our families, for instance. Kallie, I know a little bit about your family, and from what you've said, and Tatiyana, of course, we've met your wonderful family. And he'll kind of like look at Braylon and then not bring, just avert eyes, not bring it up. He'll be like, and Braylon, your family. But we don't. I must admit, I don't really know much about about any of them.
And Braylon will look at Kalden. Do you really want to know about... Is this about my family or just families in general? He's going to look around like he wasn't paying attention.
I mean, I know you've had some tough times with your family, Braylon. I've been there for some of it, but from what you've told me, they've been cruel and usurped you and your talent.
Well, yeah, he's going to look at the ground. You know, I just tend to not think about it as much these days. I was used a little bit, yeah. He's going to nod.
Larg, what family have you in Esterhold, if any?
Well, not really. I mean, there was the people who ran the orphanage. They were pretty nice to me most of the time. But I don't know. It's been 5 years, I think. So I don't know who's still here. I didn't really leave on the best terms. Me and my brother, we ran away, so I don't think they would be real excited to see me.
I would imagine while all this is going on, it's this gorgeous springtime day. It's actually it's not too far away from summer, which is a crappy time as an adventurer to be on the road because you're wearing all these layers and the heat is just stifling. Right now you're in the mountains though, so it's really not that bad. There's a gentle breeze wafting through. I would imagine that the areas where there are trees lining the rocks, you can hear that rustling and that thing as you pass under, like it blots out most of the sun, but it kind of comes through in little rays. So while you're doing this, I would imagine that you're just sort of stepping over rocks, and there's a trail, but it narrows every once in a while, so the party has to go single file, and then it widens again, and just kind of painting a picture.
I see you've taken hikes recently, Jason.
I wish. I need to make time.
Oh, yeah, because the way you described it reminded me of when I go hiking.
Oh. As you were.
Kallie, you mentioned you had a sister.
Yeah, my sister and a brother.
Oh, all twins?
No, my brother is older than us. And then Ella and I we're twins, obviously, so that's about it. The rest of the family is no longer around, so.
There's a lot of trauma in this group. We need to do something about that. When we have a minute.
Yeah.
Braille's gonna jump in. Oh yeah, when we have some time, after saving the world again. Yeah, family problems. Easy peasy.
Well, we're gonna have to find it. The time, I mean. Because if we don't find it now, we may not get another chance. Elena, you must have parents, right?
I hate this. Elena, you must have parents, right? Okay.
And it was, and your family name was again? Elena, what was it?
Okay.
I like it because it's subtle.
Elena, she's been pretty quiet so far, and she'll be mostly just looking at the ground, watching where she's stepping, and she'll say, "Oh, the basic stuff, I guess. Grew up in Overdale. It was Overwatch at the time. Only child. Lived a pretty normal childhood, and then Overwatch became Overdale, and that sort of changed everything. But there's not much to say. Very boring, basic.
Well, that's a lot about Overdale. Are they? I'm sorry to hear your parents are basic. Are they kind, sweet?
Well,
Do they?
yeah. I mean, they were good to me as a kid. I know that you gotta give me a second.
I feel like that's really happening, though, right? Am I wrong? Like, is Elena furrowing her brow just like Valerie is doing right now? Kalden will look at Elena, like struggling to come up with it, and he'll like try and do the polite thing where he's just like, well, I'm sure they sound like very nice people.
Elena will just kind of give a half smile and look down again.
So, does that sound like a good plan to everyone? In terms of Esterholt and who to speak to.
Braylon's gonna nod. Yeah, just gotta make sure, I keep the old moneymaker out of people's view. And he's gonna move his hand around his face, like, talking about his skin and the whole undead-esque look.
I mean, you make it work, though. It looks very good.
He chuckles a little bit and looks at Larg. What about you, big guy? You got any way to hide your face?
He kind of knocks at on the helmet that he's carrying under his arm. Yeah, it's something I do from time to time. When we get to the town, I think that we should talk to the Temple of Cord and see if we can find the Vecna people and the library. I think that it'd be good to be in the city for a little while before we find out how to get to the Blacktip Forest. I don't know how we can get there fast, but we can ask about that too.
Braylon's gonna nod and look back towards Kalden and the rest of the group, as I assume we're still walking through like the hiking trail-ish thing, right?
Oh yeah.
Flying down.
Yeah, so he'll look back to Kalden and the group and say, like, well, it seems like a pretty straightforward plan, but then he'll look towards Larg. Those don't usually end up going our way. He'll have like a half smile.
Yeah, no. No. But, maybe this time we'll get lucky.
Braylon nods. Yeah, this time's different. It's like he looks at Larg and looks back at the group, because two of us already died and came back. He kind of laughs.
This time is different. And I'm glad we're all back together again. So what's there to do in Esterholt? I mean, aside from all of this, anything we should see while we're there? Foods that we should taste? Events?
Well, there was this one cart I really liked that had really good food. But if that's still there, I'll show you where it is. But, mostly when we were there, we were inside the orphanage. But, I'll show you guys around.
At the mention of food, you see Braylon kind of, his face lights up a little bit, but then something kind of just comes over him, like it's almost he's lost interest in the thought.
Tatiyana wants to win Braylon and Larg are talking about like covering themselves up, she's going to take off and offer her gloves to Kalden. Just in case you don't want to go floating that around. And she's looking at your little skeleton hand.
Oh, right. Yes. That is a good idea. And he'll take the glove and put it on. Is it just a glove, like that stops at the wrist, or is it a long glove?
It's a longer glove. It's probably like midway through your forearm.
Okay.
And I assume they have relatively similar hand sizes.
Well, because
it has no flesh, right?
Right, yeah, no, I imagine this would be loose. Like loose.
Stuff it with like some leaves or something.
Yeah.
Stuff it with leaves.
I don't know. And you'll be crinkly. Forget it.
That's a druid's answer for everything.
Yeah. Just turn them into scarecrows. It's fine.
Just stuff it with leaves.
Let me go get some hay.
You'll grow into it.
Yeah, I'll put it on, and it probably like keeps sliding down. It's one of those things you like keep having to pull it up and keep having to pull it up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And though I might not be able to help much with researching, I hope that I can do something in Esterhall.
I mean, we can all do something in Esterhall. There are people there that would be receptive to every single one of the things that we can do or offer. Larg is a paladin. Braylon is incredibly talented. Kallie and I, of course, know magics well, and Tatiyana and Elena, you two are very skilled fighters. Our counsel from any one of us should be convincing. Or at least we'd have a good chance.
Braylon nods in agreement and kind of chimes in. Yeah, and also, you got two dead guys or undead guys with you, so whoever needs convincing, I'm pretty sure will be convinced when they see our mugs.
This is walking proof.
Tatiyana's gonna look over to Braylon and just say, like, you need any help convincing anyone to do anything, Braylon.
He kind of chuckles. Yeah, that's true, but I couldn't convince that dragon not to spit fire at all of us.
It's difficult to convince them to not do that.
And Tatiyana's gonna knock on her chest onto this new armor, and she's gonna say, well, that's what we have these for.
Yeah, so what does that look like? Is it just like red dragon scales?
I pictured it as a complete reshaping of those scales, because normally you're kind of stuck with the general shape. So if it's an older dragon, you're going to have larger scales. You're going to have to whittle them down or, what have you. So if it's a skilled craftsman, they can take those and do extraordinary things. But this was a god who basically pointed at this, stripped an entire dragon clean, and remolded the armor and clothing that you're wearing and just used this to accentuate, right? So like...
I see.
So you're wearing leather armor, boom, there's all kinds of, like, the dragon scales just filled in the gaps and lines, so it doesn't replace it and make it scale. It's like, oh, this just feels natural. So, you got someone like Tatiyana who's sneaking around and stuff, it's not going to sound like loud, clangy armor, it's going to just be this effortless... So it doesn't change the armor itself so much, except add fire resistance, because they're red dragon scales, but other than that, it's just aesthetic. It really looks fucking cool.
Accents, yeah. So does anyone else not wear armor? Am I the only armorless one? Does it just like go on the clothes or into my skin?
I pictured it like you're wearing one of Ric Flair's robes. Like it's so like.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, because you have cloth. It's technically clothes.
Yeah,
for
right.
Sorcerers and wizards.
So it's like he bedazzled the shit out of it with dragon scales.
Yeah, he's got all these like furs and stuff like that. So it's just like, yeah, now it's like lined up with like jewels. Yeah, sort of the jewels of a dragon. Scales.
Now we got to redo all the artwork. Damn it!
Damn it!
I'm sorry.
Jameson,
Undo.
New book.
New book. Volume 2. Volume 2 on new character.
So, Jason, from where we are now, how far is it to Esterholt?
You got a good... So, okay. If you open your maps...
I already have it open.
Okay, good. So...
I don't have it on my note. If someone were to wish under it,
Is there a map in the table for Theria?
What?
There should be. I mean...
Oh, for the... Oh, well, I don't... You know what? Let's see. I don't
mean... I don't want to complicate things. I just...
No. I want to see if I can handle it. That's a good question.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty high res, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, don't do it.
Okay. Some of the battle maps, it's like, well, it's loading, and everyone has to go get a drink. So, like, I'm worried.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So I would say you guys are about a day and a half out, depending on how quickly you travel.
So, if we're done, like, chatting, Braylon is going to practice his new magic. Like, I'm gonna assume that the spells that we got for leveling up, I'm gonna say that this new one he got, it's gonna come in the form of, like, him seeing a few minutes into the future, like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, right? Like, It's like reverse deja vu, almost. And as they're walking, like, maybe he'll hear a large sneeze or something, and then 5 seconds later, he snaps back, and he's, like, a couple minutes behind, and then Larg sneezes again, and he's just, like, shaking his head, like, what's going on? And then he realizes, he has this weird spell. And I'm going to burn a spell slot to try it. He's going to, like, go up to, I'll say Elena, out of everybody, and kind of, like, pull on her cloak or cape or whatever she's wearing. He'll just, like, pull on it. Hey.
What?
Hey, I gotta try something. Just stand still, okay? Don't worry. It's not gonna hurt. It's more beneficial than anything. I just need to test something.
You did thunderclap in your sleep.
Yeah, but I'm awake now, so I'm not gonna do it again.
Fair point.
He's like, look. He looks up at her. Just trust me, please. I need to do something. I need to test this out.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. And then, like, he like reaches out for her hand with both his hands to, like, for her to reach down, grabs whatever hand she gives him, and when he does, his eyes are gonna do that thing that they used to do in the olden days when he cast Glimpse the Future, where they become all white, and his hands will glow. And Elena, I just cast Foresight on you, and it lasts for a minute. It's just to test it. So I'm burning a level 9 spell slot for story's sake.
Ooh.
And you're able to see, like, the immediate future. So Elena sees, whatever the future holds, whether it be us walking into Esterholt, us, like, falling off the mountain, all kinds of different things. But she's able to see the future for a minute.
So let's clarify. When you say the future, how future?
Just like the immediate, like not even that far ahead. Like maybe
right.
a few hours, not even like at the most an hour, I would say. At the most.
Oh, you know what? Let's do something fun. Elena, do me a favor, roll a flat d20 to see how this leg of your trip is going to go.
Ooh. So is this then, this is like the future, not like one of the possible futures?
No.
Like that?
What we're going to do is no matter what you roll, I'm going to give you a glimpse of what that holds, and you guys are going to know before it happens to you.
Ooh.
Oh, so this is the definite future.
The definite, it's so close that it's not a possible future. It's like 2, 3, 5, 10 minutes into the future. It's
That's the 15. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Oh, you
That's
wanted
pretty.
a low number.
No, I didn't. No, I just reverse it for Arc 3. That's the
New arc, new rules.
Wouldn't that be such a fuck you move? That would be so terrible. So, yeah, how does ninth level...
You know what? I just looked at that right now.
I think he means sixth or fifth.
No. This is wrong. I picked the wrong spell completely.
Oh!
All that cool stuff has
You
to
can
be
only go up
done.
to 5th level.
I only went to 5th level. I jumped the gun. So all that does not happen, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
But now we have a
Rewind.
vision of what's to come.
It's just the whole thing was just Braylon.
Oh my god, you did!
So,
You grabbed
Jason,
it.
I will take scrying after all.
Do you know what the best part of this is? Someone is out there watching a video behind the scenes and it's like, what the fuck? You're letting them pick a 9th level spell?
Wait, what if Braylon does all of that and just nothing happens?
And that's it. He reaches out. He reaches out to your hand, and it's like, huh. The wind blows. And he's like, huh. Never mind. And he kind of just like puts her hand back, and just like hits his head a little bit, like, what the hell's wrong with you? Just walks back to the back where Larg was.
Elena is so confused.
I'm so
Because
confused.
in her head, Braylon came up to her, said, hey, watch me do this thing. And then nothing happened. And then he left.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
Can I low-key cast Fly on Elena to make it seem like Braylon cast something on her?
I'd prefer if you kept the spell slot, saved it.
All right.
Braylon doesn't need coddling. He's been revived from the dead. He's beyond coddling. I will take the embarrassment as my failure for paying attention to the most basic of rules.
Dude, you slipped that one by me, and that's what happens when we do 3 hours of...
Of just leveling. Well, because like I forgot why. I was like, whoa, let me look at these. It's good. I'm level 9, and so I assumed like I'm gonna use level 9 spell slots. I made the mistake that when I've played with players in the past that they've made and I got mad at them for, I've now done that mistake.
Yeah.
Dude, it happens, man. There's no sense in...
I'm ashamed. I'm leaving. Bye, guys.
No,
See you later.
You're fine. No. It happens. I don't know how I'm going to edit that.
I think you keep it in, man. You keep it.
Yeah, maybe we leave it in.
I think we
don't
should keep Elena's 15, though. I think.
You can do it like the guy who got the Donkey Kong score, the King of Kong guy, and just make like a blurry video interlaced thing happen.
Wow, guys, that's a Billy Mitchell reference in our pot. Man, that's... Oh.
Yeah, deep cut.
Anywho, as you guys are traveling, rocks are you're gonna hear like a couple like tick, 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 like tiny little pebbles. And one of the big things in an area like this that you got to watch out for are rock slides. Most of the time, it's a really minor thing, right? It'll be like a couple of stones here or there. In a worst case scenario, like let's say someone uses earth tremor or something like that, like you got like bad stuff going on, but you're gonna hear that sound, and I would imagine that the party would look like it's like, oh shit, like you're kind of at this point. The world has kicked you enough that the slightest noise while you're walking, it's like, what the fuck was that? Like, you all draw guns and you're all just
I love that.
We're so shell-shocked.
Yeah, you're just... Any stranger that walks up to you, you're just yeah. So, this sound is going to come off the beaten path a bit. And you're going to hear it... if you picture this path narrowing and widening intermittently, like I was saying before, you're going to notice that there's shrubs and bushes and stuff like that, and there's this pretty well worn path, just big enough sometimes that you can get a cart through it. For parts of it. This is not really a place that you can shortcut. Like goods and services, like I wouldn't if I were a merchant. It's like maybe we take the long way around, or something like that. But you're going to hear that, and it's coming from the left of you. And you're going to notice that there's really thick shrubbery, like some thorns and stuff like that. Like, it doesn't look very nice to travel through. But you're going to hear some rocks tumble off in that direction, and you're going to notice that there's an alternate path. Like, you probably wouldn't have noticed it had it not been for those rocks tumbling. Like, you just keep going. It's like, yeah. But, like, you're going to notice it's like, oh, that's another way to go if we wanted to.
How well worn does it look?
Not at all. Like, it doesn't look like I said, you would not have noticed this as a viable option had it not been for that. Like, you would have walked clean past it. Like, it doesn't look like anybody's touched it in decades, maybe centuries.
So does Elena see it first, since she's the one who rolled the
I would say
travel
so,
number? Yeah.
Like, maybe Elena's in the lead?
Yeah, because I got confused. I don't know the marching order.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, let's say Elena's in the lead.
Okay, so there was just like a few like trickling rocks, and so it just kind of brought our attention over to it, and it was like, oh, look, a new path.
I would say so. Like, okay, so let's say you're an adventurer and you're out hiking. And you're getting from place to place. There's a bit of wanderlust, I think, in every adventure. Because you're basically tossing aside the safety and reliability of towns and cities, and you guys are traveling through the wilds. And there's a bit of you that knows that there's stuff off the beaten path that sometimes leads you to really cool discoveries. Like, every one of you has seen stuff like that now. But you also know that comes with a shitload of danger and a lot of dead ends. Think of it like completing a child's maze at a Denny's placemat type of thing. There's a few right ways, and it's like, oh, wow, that you could find some really cool stuff, but 90% of the time it's going to lead you to like, oh, there's like a pond or something cool. But every once in a while you find something really cool that maybe no one's seen in years and years and years. You might be the first people to lay eyes on it in forever. Or it could just be like a dead end.
Can I tell like which way it seems to be going?
Give me. I'll give you an option. I want you to combine skills for this one. So you can either try to climb up on some rocks and kind of look down this pathway, or I'll let you fight through some of these thorns and stuff like that and see that way. So either you could do an acrobatics and combine that with a perception, or you could do an athletics and fight through and combine that with perception.
What would Elena do? Because I know what I would do, but Elena, no, okay. I think she would just kind of like take her sword and try and use it kind of like as a machete and like kind of cut through the thorns a little bit and just see for a second. So she'd probably like turn around and be like, hey guys, wait a second. And then she'll like go over and do that.
Okay. Do me a favor, give me athletics. Ooh.
Well.
Okay. Well, that's a 10.
They're really sharp, and so they like hit her a little bit. And she's like, ow.
I looked at you. You've squared off with a demon lord, but these thorns are sharp. I like it. You're still human. So you're going to hack your way in. It's like, maybe you get partway into the bush, you're like, oh, I've made mistakes. So they're like scratching up by your collarbone and your neck. You're like, oh, shit. Or they catch your hair or something like that, just because you're armored pretty much everywhere else.
Yeah.
So you get about partway through. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Oh no!
Whoa, what is happening to us?
That's even worse. So that's a 2. You rolled a 2. So you're going to see bush. Wait
Wait a second.
Hello.
Elena's gonna back out and say, I didn't want this.
So you're going to see shrubbery. Like, you're going to get partway through and it's like, I've made mistakes. However, you are going to hear a noise, and it's you can distinctly hear rocks tumbling, and it sounds very echoey. Like, maybe there's a canyon or something. Like the acoustics sound like there could be an opening that way.
I just picture Elena like fighting with this bush. Like,
So yeah, like everybody.
help! Police!
Like, these two skill rolls are not great. Like, I'm gonna be so like you like hold on everybody. Like you're at the front of the party and you're like, give me a second. So
Just
It
walk
didn't sound-
into some
Yeah.
forest. Just walk straight into them. Like,
So-
forget that she has a sword. Like, just go straight into them.
Have you ever had, like, you're walking a rambunctious dog and they just sprint into some bush? It's like, no, god damn it. Like,
And they get stuck.
Elena is marching forward and there's nothing in front of her. She breaks left into a series of thorny bushes and just like you're thrashing and struggling and then, like, stop to peer into the bushes. Like,
So she's gonna, like, I don't think it probably wouldn't be safe to turn around. So she's just kind of wiggle her way backwards out of all of it.
Fair.
And she'll turn around, like, rubbing her arm, because it hurt. And she'll look at everyone and she'll be like, okay, there's something back there, but don't try and look at it through these. But there's something there.
God.
Braylon's gonna look at Tatiyana and say, like, hey, you're good at climbing stuff, right? And he kind of elbows her knee. Why don't you climb them rocks over there and see if you can see what she's talking about?
Kalden will put a hand on Tatiyana and say, don't risk the climb, and he'll cast Fly on her.
Oh my god.
man, you have just been dying to use it.
I love it so much. I want us all flying all the time. So yeah, these beautiful ethereal dragon wings of like frost and ice seem to like appear and unfold out from your back, and I think it's like 10 minutes.
Is it 10 minutes? Good God.
Yeah, it's not very long. It's
10 minutes is excruciatingly long. That's 10 minutes.
It doesn't say on this thing, but I'm pretty sure it's 10 minutes.
Okay, I'll look into it.
Well, like,
Anywho.
as soon as Tatiyana is thrust into the air, she's just gonna go, whoa, buddy, how about asking next time?
You have 10 minutes.
So is this like a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory flight where you're just like unsure of the whole thing and all your limbs are just like wiggling, or?
I mean, Tatiyana's never flown before.
Fair.
or
That's
used
fair.
any kind of magic, so I assume she would probably look like a newborn deer with wings.
Got it. Majestic. Love it.
Very.
Again, we got to redo all the artwork for the book.
Mea culpa.
Hers is only a first draft.
Yeah, there's still time. So, Callie's going. Oh, sorry. Tatiyana's going to take flight here, gingerly, I guess, and you're going to be able to see over this shrubbery. I would say these bushes are pretty tall. We're talking like, I don't know, 8.5, 10 feet. Like these are thick. So if you get beyond those, you're going to be able to see where this rock face is very tight. It looks like you'd be able to squeeze through, but you're going to be able to see something beyond. It looks like you'd have to squeeze for a good 15 feet. And then you'll be able to walk casually. It looks like it opens up. And you can't be sure, but it looks like you see something shining back there. Like you're gonna see something, like, just kind of glint. Like you're gonna... something's going to catch Tatiyana's eye.
Tatiyana sees something shiny. How far did you say it was?
Well, you'd have to get through these bushes, and then you'd have to walk for just a little bit. Then you'd have to squeeze through. There's this, looks like where the mountain, basically, the rocks are very tight, so you'd have to kind of single file, sideways squeeze through, and then, it opens up again.
Okay. Well, then Tatiyana would say to the people, and I sort of picture Tatiyana as she's gingerly in the air, and being that Elena is right there, even though she's got these wings, she's bracing herself on Elena's shoulders and head while she's standing there. Just I know I'm flying, but this is still really weird for me.
Like a gargoyle?
Kind of, yes. She's trying to peek over, even though she is in flight. And she's just gonna yell down, "Yeah, there's something shiny over there." And she'll look down and say, "Should I go get it?"
Braylon doesn't hesitate. He moves towards where she's pointing.
You try and fight through these bushes?
Absolutely, he doesn't even care. He's gonna go straight through it. He's gonna go in there.
Oh, shit. Okay. Give me athletics.
My favorite skill. Oh my god. Stat plus 0.
Ooh, baby.
So Braylon is going to charge into these bushes and immediately get stuck. We're talking, I'd say...
Like a spider web. Stuck in a spider web.
Yeah, 7 feet in, and he, all these thorns, they're getting caught on his clothing and cloak and pulling at his hair, and just, every time he goes to move a new appendage... Just it's catching him in new places, and he's like, oh shit, he can't.
So when he gets caught, he's going, help! Thunderclap at a reflex.
Oh, no.
Fucking really?
Yeah, well, I'm 7 feet away from everybody, right?
Okay, but there's rocks that we're in a rock slide area.
It only affects things 5 feet away from me. So there are no boulders above me 5 feet.
Kalden turns
Avalanche rules.
Kalden turns to Larg and says, "Oh no, we're losing him all over again."
Larg puts his helmet on the ground and sits on his helmet and puts his elbows on his knees and his chin in his fist and watches.
Okay, let's cast Thunderclap.
Oh.
I mean, is there any creature? There's no creatures within 5 feet of me.
Well, okay. Let me ask you 2 questions. One, this is an instinctual thing, right? This is just
110%. Yeah, it's just he starts panicking.
Okay. You create a burst of thunderous sound, which can be heard 100 feet away. Now, while it's not going to harm anyone directly, because you're 7 feet away and there's a 5 feet radius, it's still 100 feet of projected sound. So we're gonna roll real quick. I need to know something.
Oh no.
I want you to do me a favor. And in this canyon, on a scale of 1 to 10, how thunderous is this thunderclap? Now, sometimes acoustics work kind of strangely, right? Sometimes you think you're gonna get some real reverb and some, you're gonna hear this big, the echo, and it just doesn't come. Sometimes, you're standing in your apartment or your living room or something, and you shout. It's oh wow, that sounded like this room is completely empty, and there's this weird acoustic reverb. Do me a favor. Roll a flat d10. The higher the number, the more this is going to echo and bounce off of this canyon, and yeah.
Hoping for low numbers then, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes!
1! See?
Thank
Sound
God.
is weird.
See, guys, I'm not trying to kill everyone.
Little baby clap.
Yeah, it's just... So this is going to be, thunderclaps bam! And you're all going to hear it. And you're all going to watch... So, okay, we've watched Elena...
Fight a bush.
Just charge into it, fight a bush, and lose. And then You watch Braylon confidently charge into a bush, instantly get caught, and cast a spell out of desperation. Or fear.
Mm.
And
What's everyone's reaction to that?
Tatiyana's gonna look down at Braylon, still sort of balancing on Elena. She's like, "Geez, Braylon, chill!" And
He's
maybe
just- he's
float
just
over there.
He's just screaming, "Ha ha ha!"
I think Callie's gonna shake her head a little bit, and then I just want to walk through these bushes, and because I'm a druid of high enough level, I ignore difficult terrain, and I can just walk through it.
Well, it's not difficult terrain so much as it is
Well,
a
it says-
wall.
I ignore non-magical. What is it? I can pass through non-magical plants without being slowed by them and without taking damage from them.
Ah.
Oh, it says if they have no thorns, spines, or similar hazards. Just kidding.
No, we lost another one.
So 3 of your party members are in this bush. And no.
But like, if I tried to walk through, would I get advantage? Because I'm like, plant savvy.
Man, you. You know what?
Can I walk through a tree to another tree? 30 feet away.
You know what? Do me a favor. I'm going to give you advantage on your athletics check, just because it's like, okay, maybe you know what to look out for, and you're going to weave in and out.
Cool.
Go ahead.
You don't sound like it's gonna go good.
We don't know.
Oh!
Unless you roll a 20. So...
It's a natural 20.
That is a natural 20. So, with some effort, I would imagine, okay, we're talking, Ocean's 12.
Yeah,
and
I'm thinking every, person who's trying to break into, a museum with, laser...
Yes. So, you're going to almost dance through this. You have to, contort and bend and stretch, and you are going to get through this bush, and you are on the other side now. So, this shrubbery is a good, I'd say 12, 13 feet or so, where it's thickest in the middle, and then, it's, on the other side it kind of lightens up a little bit. So, what would you like to do?
Oh, I thought the thing, the shiny thing was right on the other side.
Oh, no, there's still a canyon you have to...
Oh.
If you want to squeeze through it.
Sure.
Okay, let's do it. So, Kallie is going to gingerly squeeze through here. Be a fox.
Oh my god, I could... I'm such an idiot.
No, but this looks way cooler.
Yeah.
So, you're gonna squeeze through here, and it's gonna take a couple of seconds, because I would imagine, your backpack's gonna get caught on this or something like that, but you're gonna squeeze through. And now you're on the other side. And this is going to open up, and there's this beautiful, beautiful green field, completely surrounded by mountainous rock. So you are going to look up and essentially see wall for dozens and dozens of feet leading up. It's this weird bowl shape. And the second you get through to the other side, you're going to look around and you're going to see little critters kind of scurrying around, and they're going to get out of your way. And give me a perception check, because I want to see how much of this you're gonna take in. Man, wow, 23. Okay. Wow,
I'm perceptive as fuck.
Yeah, you got a +9. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what the obvious stuff is first.
Okay.
You are going to see this massive stone statue. And it's standing over top of what looks like a doorway. completely etched in stone. This is beautiful work. This looks like maybe like a vault or a crypt, something. Like, it's either, from where you're standing, it either looks like maybe someone who was very respected and they wanted to give them a very nice burial chamber, or this is perhaps something people wanted to protect and they put it. It's kind of tough to tell from where you're standing, but there's a very large stone statue, and between the legs basically is where this doorway is. So it's kind of hunched over in this football like stance, like it's kind of like bent down. And it's built into the mountain itself. So what it looks like, it's almost like someone shaped and polished and carved into the mountain. And this was like a real labor of love. Like this looks like it took a long time.
Is a statue like recognizable, or is it just like a generic?
It's definitely not generic, but let's see where... You know what? Give me a wisdom check.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm also wise as fuck.
Jesus Christ, yeah, you are. Well, someone took all the good rolls tonight. That's a 17. So, the dwarves have had some growing pains over the years. And the Stone Sunder dwarves were essentially the largest grouping of dwarves on Alara. They didn't originally come from Alara, they came from Atheus. And they were essentially just kind of fed up with things. When they got to Alara, they settled in the desert and hated it. They were not built for it. There wasn't much for them to do there. So they eventually kind of migrated north and really took a shine to the mountains up there. And eventually took it. So they're kind of dicks, but that was over a perceived slight with a minotaur and stuff. That's more of a different story. But before they had a concrete plan to move north, a lot of the dwarves kind of got disenfranchised, and they started to branch out. And there were a sect of dwarves who really believed in Moradin's teachings, like hardcore, like they were wasting their time in the desert. They wanted to branch out and craft and create and make new things. And some of them kind of went nuts.
Oh no.
Well, without anything to do, they just would point at things like, say, a mountain or a forest or something, and they would just start shaping it. Like, okay, you know that old guy in movies that sits in front of a storefront and whittles? Yeah. Well, imagine a small grouping of dwarves doing that with just a forest. So there are bits and pieces of forest where if you happen upon them, there are wooden carvings everywhere where they just took the trees and stripped them down and then made shit out of them. Like a terrible Etsy knick-knack store. But they just did it with, like, it's like, yeah, we just took this acre and just made shit out of it. But, like, they would stop eating and drinking and stuff like that and shape wood until they died. This statue is very reminiscent of some storybooks that Kallie would have come across. That statue is like this might have been a grouping of nutso crazy dwarves who just took Moradin's teachings and went nuts about it.
Sick.
You want to hear something sicker?
Sure.
So, do you know how cats, when they're about to die, they go off and they want to be alone?
Oh no.
So these dwarves did something similar, where they would just stop eating and drinking and stuff like that, and they would sense their time is coming, and they would wrap up a project like this with a bang. Kallie would know that there's a half-decent chance that something really fucking cool is in this little crypt, because they would create a piece of armor or weaponry or, you know, statue or something like that, and usually imbue it with some sort of magical property. Like, they would set out to make something really badass and then croak.
Damn.
There's a drawback.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was so tied to Moradin, they would usually want to protect it. So, you're looking at that statue, there's little bits of gemstone and stuff like that you're going to see catches the light. The statue is probably not just a statue. It's probably a guardian.
Okay.
Frogurt is also cursed.
But you get a free topping.
And then, is that like the only thing like in this kind of?
Yeah, this was
area?
very purpose-built. This was very, like, it's protected, it's not easily seen, it's not, you know, this... You're probably the first live person to stand in this little valley in maybe a century or more.
It's really fucking cool. So I get out my phone and I start taking Instagram pictures.
Hashtag relics!
Hashtag B2B on the canyon. Selfie with the statue. Okay, I'm done. Cool. I'm not gonna touch a fucking thing.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go back to the group, but I am gonna go back as a fox this time because that was a really tight squeeze.
Sure.
Be like, all right, that was just a little too hairy. Let me just change and go back. And then be like, basically info dump. Be like, oh my god, there's such a cool statue, but it might not be a statue. It might actually just be like protection for this place, and like just give them the down low on like what I think it could be.
Okay.
There might be some really cool stuff in there, but I don't really want to like deal with whatever protection these crazy dwarfs did. So,
is it protecting like some kind of building, or is it protecting like the valley?
I mean, it didn't react when I was in the valley, so I'm assuming that if like somebody got too close to the building or attempted to, or not the building, but like it's built into the mountain. So if somebody got too close to it or tried to like breach it, it would probably react.
Did you see any entrances or anything?
I mean, there was a door, like, was it, Jason, did I see any, like, other than, like, the door, like, did it look obvious?
Oh, it's very obvious. Like, it's like, that's the way in.
Okay.
Right between the giant's legs.
Yay. Yeah, I should just say, yeah, there is a door, like, right underneath the statue, like, right between its feet.
Can I roll, religion?
Sure.
I'll tell you what I'm trying to find out. So Larg is thinking about the way she's describing this because he can't see it from where he's at, and he's wondering if this like sect of fanatical dwarves and their weird crypt, like obviously they were devoted to a god, but like would this be something that Moradin would endorse, or is this like, oh, these guys lost their way, like they went too far?
Give me a religion check. 14. Okay, so I would say their heart may have been in the right place, but they may have went off the rails a little bit. Like, what they were doing wasn't hurting anybody, right? Like, they weren't, in theory, like, they sequestered themselves off, they built a bunch of stuff, they, it was basically a project, and they went off the beaten path to make it. Like, it wasn't like they, that they had to hurt anyone or anything to do it, so I wouldn't say that there'd be anything that would stand out to Larg that's like, man, that's messed up. Like, they did what Moradin worshippers do, and that's make stuff. Like, they created things.
So second question, and if you want me to roll a second time, I will, but he's thinking that in that case, would in any way disturbing this be offensive to Moradin?
I would say you could make a case for either way, because part of making cool stuff is showing it off, but they clearly went out of their way to protect it. But you can't really know which way that would fall until you know what's in the crypt.
Right, but so I don't know if with the 14 he would know, but is there something about followers of Moradin, Jesus, where they
Merca, yeah.
Merca, where they are grave sites especially sacred, or things like that.
I would say if you're ranking this from 1 to 10, because of the gods, I would say Moradin probably falls into a nice 4 or 5 slot, halfway. Because again, they obviously wanted to protect the thing they made. It's probably a one-of-a-kind item, but you're probably not going to spit in Moradin's eye by doing this, if that's what you're looking for.
Alternately, if Moradin is on board with the Vecna plan, maybe he put this here for us.
Depends on how you want to rationalize it.
He says that out loud.
Shit. Didn't think of it that way.
So while he's sitting there and he's looking at it, he's thinking really hard, and he says, maybe the gods wanted us to see this. Maybe we have more than just Vecna's blessing. I'm not going to fit in there, though.
Can you clarify something for me? And I imagine this is like a conversation that's happening with Kallie, but really asking you, Jason. You said it's clear that they've protected it. What's clear about that they've protected it? How do we look at that and go, oh, this is clearly protected in some way?
That big ass stone statue.
Oh, it looks like it can come to life or something.
So this is information that Kallie would have had coming back. It's right. Oh yeah, that's clearly enchanted. That's not.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I've read stories about these types of dwarves that lead me to believe this is an enchanted statue. Basically.
Well, if you think this is another act of the gods, perhaps we should take a look. If it's as revered as you say and protected, I'm not sure. I mean, as we know, the gods don't directly act or do so very, very not often. So whatever protection this has is likely dwarven made, and dwarven, I mean, I don't know if a god's influence will protect us from that.
Braylon's gonna step up. Well, Larg's right. I mean, think about it. One of the gods brought us back from the dead. Sure, a little grayer than normal, but it would make sense, right? If there were others on his side, or who shared his viewpoints, and maybe they put us on this path. I mean, we would already be halfway to Esterhold by now if we had kept walking, but, something caught our attention. Something made Elena look this way, and here we are. I say we go for it.
I suppose as long as it's quick.
Let's take a cautious explore.
How do you want to go about this?
First, we gotta burn these bushes.
Well, do we make it to the
I can
We do need
carry
to
you
clear
over,
it.
Braylon.
That's fine. I just don't want to touch the bushes anymore.
In 3 months, another adventuring party walks by and there's 6 skeletons in the bush. Realize Group B.
Oh, jeez.
And Vecna's just standing there like, God damn it.
What idiot.
You had one job!
Yeah, can we make it over there, or do we roll some stuff?
I seriously would pick up Braylon and bring him over. He's small enough that I probably could.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You know what? Let's cut ahead to you guys fighting this bush. And
Thank
You
you.
don't-
let's say,
Out us getting through the bushes?
It's a montage.
yes. So 2 days have gone by, and you guys are
Elena
through
is
this
dead.
bush. Yeah. Elena's bled out in the bush. So
I never
Our
gave
spell
up.
slots.
follow your dreams. So you're gonna get to the other side of this little rock face and stuff. So you are going to make it to the other side, and this opens up, and there's this beautiful little valley. And I guess, what do you guys want to do from here?
Oh my god, I forgot to see if there are any cool plants. Sorry.
Braylon will go invisible so he'll tell the group he's doing it. He'll go invisible, so in case something pops off, he can surprise whatever attacks us.
Well, I think it would be that. And just point up to the big
Yeah.
statue.
Yeah. Yeah, when Kalden points up, he's like, "Oh, good. Well, I'm gonna do what I normally do," and he waves and just. Poof.
Yes.
How big is it, by the way?
This thing's sizable. If I were to put a size, like, okay, do you want the D&D measurements, or do you want a height?
So Larg is 6 feet 6 inches tall.
Uh-huh.
How far up is he looking at it?
This is a good 10 feet.
Oh, okay.
It's a huge. It's classified as a huge creature if it comes to life.
Yes.
Dwarves compensating. Just
Wait,
saying.
10 or 15? You say 10 or 15 feet?
This is 10.
That's large. Enemy minotaur, almost.
As soon as Braylon goes invisible, Tatiyana is going to sort of whisper, maybe we can just sneak past it.
Yeah, that's like, you try first.
What's the door look like? Is it just like
It's almost a hobbit hole type of thing, but it's made of stone.
That's racist.
okay? But it looks like it could be pushed or rolled, or like is it clear? Is it clear at a glance how the door is opened?
Yeah, there's a much like a hobbit hole. There's almost a doorknobish type thing in the center
Okay.
with a lock above it. So
Oh, some kind of
You'd have
lock.
to-
Okay.
yeah, this isn't just yeah.
Does the lock give off any arcane energy, or is it just like the lock itself? From Callie's description, it seems like this colossus kind of would, but does the lock itself seem, or does it seem mundane?
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay, I can do that. Hoppa!
19.
Almost.
So okay, Kalden's going to pick up two things. It's not coming from the door, but this statue is definitely. I almost wanted to say haunted. It's not haunted.
Stand back! It's haunted.
Yeah. This statue is a Scooby-Doo villain if I've ever seen it. It is definitely enchanted, and it will hurt you if you try some shit. However, Kalden's gonna pick up something even greater.
Oh.
There's something very powerful in this little hideaway.
Oh my god. We need it!
So, like, okay, if you're gauging stuff, let's say you had predator vision. So, like, the statue would be like a yellow dipping into the orange, and whatever's in that hidey hole is a deep red. Like, this is some big time shit.
Oh my god.
We're messing with, like, WoW rarities.
There's something of immense power behind this door. A wheeler woe.
So Larg is going to take a position, like he's going to basically stand in front of this thing with his helmet on, his shield, and his hammer. And his hammer, the head of the hammer is going to light up with white energy. He's going to activate Sacred Weapon. And he's going to call out to the statue. He's going to say, "By Moradin, we request entrance to this tomb."
The statue's eyes are going to open. Can I ask you a question?
Okay.
Okay. Would Larg be wearing any heraldry of Moradin by any chance? Or is it all Arathis?
Arathis all the way down.
Yeah, hell yeah! Rep that shit till we turn to dust!
Arathis died to die.
You know what I think about a lot? I think about the guy from Benny from the first Mummy movie who wore all of the
Oh
hand
my
symbols.
god.
I think about him a lot. I think that's the direction Larg's heading in, honestly.
I mean, realistically though, yeah, probably, because he knows that Vecna exists and the other ones have to exist if this one does exist too. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, we're Blues Brothers, right? We're on a mission from God. We got to get all the gods.
Gotta catch them all.
Got to catch them all.
So, you're going to hear an ungodly noise as this stone golem begins to animate, and it literally breaks away from this mountain.
Sweet.
I'm just imagining the sound effects right now.
Oh my god. It's going to use its backhand to brace the rest of itself like an old uncle getting off of a fucking ratty recliner, just like... And it is going to stand, and this thing is solid rock. And it's going to turn toward the party. And it's going to grab a piece of the sharpened bits of stone that have fallen away from it, and it's going to whip one at Larg.
I fucking knew it.
Larg, can I get a dexterity saving throw?
Yeah, I think I'll do that. I was considering just letting it just crash and like
Just eat it?
yeah,
Just
just to show that he's not afraid. But that's a big rock, so let's dodge.
let's not start off.
Yeah, let's not immediately like. Well, that's three times in a row I've died. So
Wait.
Hey,
Oh,
Oh my
God.
god! Yes!
so can I do? That's a nat 20. So I would like to do the least amount of movement to get out of the way of this rock.
Yes,
Oh,
just
yeah.
like
And
badass
I
as
just take
shit.
one small step to the side.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's hot. Okay, yes, we're doing that.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Oh, man. Everybody do me a favor. Roll initiative.
I'm so happy that we're gonna have this fight.
So
I'm
just
so
for
glad we're doing
flavor,
this, guys.
he dodges the rock. The dust settles after the crash, and he just goes, "Please."
Use your manners.
Oh shit!
Yikes!
Oh no!
Start
All
off.
right, I postured too much. Damn it!
Okay, so that's a 1. That's
Yeah. All right,
So
You're all over the place today, Larg.
I was too busy posing.
That's fine. That's okay. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna get you guys. Let's see. All right, so Braylon,
Am I first?
you're first, baby.
Holy shit! All right. Oh my god, how do I play this game? I was being.
It's been 47 years.
I still don't have the heart of the ocean. Okay, so 25 is my speed, which means 5 squares. So, and I'm still invisible.
Sure, yeah.
1, 2, and 3, and 4. Right? I'm gonna try and cast Bestow Curse on the guy.
Okay.
But let me double check the range because I can't. There's no range marker on the on Fantasy Grounds. So Bestow Curse is a level. What is that? That's level 3. Holy balls! Oh my god, range touch. See, yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah, you gotta go touch it.
I gotta go touch. I'm not touching that thing because he's gonna touch me and it's gonna touch me.
Yeah, just
he's gonna touch me into the ground. Is what he's gonna do.
give him the old good game curse. Just
okay, let's do. Ooh, can I do Erupting Earth? I'm gonna break that cavern. Sorry, guys, I had to kill it.
so we're casting Thunderclap and Erupting Earth in the same.
Start with the highlight reel.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm looking for solutions here. Okay. There it is, Erupting Earth. This is what we're looking at range wise. 120 feet.
Let's do it.
Okay. I'm going to choose a point up to 120 feet away. I'll pick his back leg. And then to click is control click, right? Yeah, to target him. Oh no! I have to move here. That's closer, I think, right? It's fine, I'm in range. And he has to save. So I'm going to cast.
Okay.
I target him and I hit cast.
Yeah. He saves. Oh, by the way, he has resistance against magic, so he gets advantage on saving throws against magic.
Wow. Hey,
Fuck.
I'm first, and my magic isn't the strongest, so I'm glad that I did this first, right, guys? So,
Does that like manifest in a cool way when we see that happen on him, or?
I would imagine, those gemstones and stuff like that. It's like I would imagine it's almost like you can see like a Sue Storm, like barely visible bubble type of thing. Like you could. This thing is definitely magically protected.
Cool.
Is that all from Braylon?
Yeah, he'll just emerge from the shadows or from invisibility and start playing his lute. What would be a good song for Erupting Earth? I don't know. I'm not sure what would be a good song for that, but he'd begin playing. Yeah, let's say like Papa was a Rolling Stone. And then as he begins playing, his words, they manifest into magic. It shoots out, and it just, like you mentioned, the gemstones turn on. It just like fizzles out to nothing, and his music stops. Like, great, awesome. And that's the end of my turn.
Tatiyana.
So, Tatiyana, I wanted to ask you very quickly, am I still in the air? And if so, what does that do to my speed?
It's up to you. Do you want to be in the air?
I don't know how long. You said 10 minutes?
It's 10 minutes. You have a flying speed of 60 feet for the duration.
Okay. I don't even know if I would necessarily need to, but I don't think it's been that long, has it?
Probably not.
Okay. So she's probably still in the air and is going to sort of, with a very sarcastic tone, what would have been wrong with sneaking? She's going to move forward, or fly forward, here, and and will try to attack with an arrow.
Do it. You don't want to get closer?
I don't want to get closer. But because Braylon, I don't know if where the stone golem's attention is, if I would be able to do my sneak attack, because I'm sort of like zipping through the air over here.
No.
Okay.
Okay, let's attack this baby. 15 is gonna miss.
Miss. All right.
So I imagine like a crossbow bolt, just like firing against this thing, and just it's gonna hit and then just fall away. Anything else?
Nope.
Kallie, you are up.
Oh my gosh, everything moved. I hate when it does that. Like the map moves when it's your turn. Sorry, I'm just nervous. Okay, so Callie's gonna move forward a little bit, but not too much. Like here.
Okay, so 10 feet.
It's like 10 feet. And she's going to call on some lightning.
Okay.
Gonna cast Call Lightning on this guy. Okay, he has to succeed on a dexterity saving throw. Wait, I pressed the wrong button, sorry. Did that do it? No, it's not. I don't know. I think you just have to roll it.
Okay.
Right?
I'll just yeah, but I get advantage. So.
Well.
Now, the good news dexterity is not this giant stone golem's best stat. So
that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, so let's see here. He gets a -1, guys.
Yes.
I think. So let's do it with advantage.
Oh,
he saved.
No,
We're
he
dropping
didn't.
a 2. Wait,
No.
He got a 13.
13.
My DC is a 17. He did.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, it probably
So
didn't
you got
work because I
lightning.
didn't target him. I got it.
that'll do it. So
Okay.
now we know.
Yeah, and then so he's gonna take 3d10 lightning damage.
Oh shit! 22 damage.
Oh, fuck.
So I would imagine you're going to see this lightning bolt streak out of the sky and just strike this golem, and it probably hits it so hard that you're going to see little flecks of stone fall off of him, like it's like he has to catch himself just for a second, like.
Oh, there's like little cracks and stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
like little,
I love
like
that.
yeah.
Okay, that's it. That's all for me.
Oh man, Stone Golem's turn. So he's going to right himself. Just a bit, and I'm assigning a gender. I shouldn't assume gender of this giant stone golem. So whatever. But it's going to look at the party, and its eyes are going to flash red. And for a split second, blinding light is going to shoot out of them. And it's going to cast Slow. It's going to target everyone in the party. All of you need to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. Don't fail me now.
Jesus.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure Elena and Kalden and Kallie are the only 3 who are not slowed, I feel like.
So Kallie, Kalden, Elena are fine. Larg, Braylon, Tatiyana. On a failed save, the target can't use reactions, its speed is halved, and it can't make more than 1 attack on its turn. In addition, the target can either make an action or a bonus action on its turn, but not both. These effects last for 1 minute. The target can repeat a saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a save.
That's not as scary as I thought it would be, but it's still pretty bad.
It's not great.
Yeah, not great, but it's not like, you're 3 steps from death. No, it's pretty close, but...
Then it's going
5
to
steps.
march forward toward Larg.
Well, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
When something is a reaction, is it labeled as a reaction?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. That's the end of Big Stoney's turn. Elena!
Okay. Well, Elena doesn't really know how to go about this because, like, other people have, like, magic things. And, like, that seems like it would, you know, hurt something. Elena has a sword.
True.
And, like, that doesn't seem like the right weapon to, like, you know, break rock.
True. However, you've seen that it can be damaged. Like, it's not... immune to like physical failure. Like it can be shattered. It can be,
Yeah, but it looks scary.
Very true. Again, though, you have stood toe-to-toe with a demon lord. And a bush.
And I didn't win.
Well,
Fuck it. The world's gonna end. Elena's gonna go over to the stone golem.
that's what I say every day when I wake up.
I'm just gonna hit it with my longsword. We'll see what happens. No one's
Do it.
been hurt yet. Wait, what?
I said do it.
Oh, no one's been hurt yet, so we don't really know how damaging this thing can be.
Also, you get a +2 because Larg's next to you.
Oh, are we still doing that?
I mean, I don't have to.
No, I don't know. I thought there was a thing where, like...
It used to be advantage.
Oh, and now it's +2?
Yes.
Okay, got it. That makes sense. I will now know that for the future and definitely won't forget.
16 will miss.
With the
Cool.
+2 already on it?
Did you add the +2?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
+2.
shit.
Can I do... If I have 2 actions, can I do the other one if my first one failed? Yes, right?
Yeah,
no, because... Well, you're slowed.
No, she's
No,
not.
She's not slow.
She's one of
I'm
the
not
good
slow.
ones.
Oh, she's not!
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. Oh my god, why did I think you were? Yeah, no, you just passed. So, yeah, you can. Go.
Okay. I'll hit it again.
That's less this time, so that's gonna miss.
Cool. Well, that's discouraging. Elena's done with her turn.
Oh, Kalden.
Okay, I'm looking around and I see everyone like magic affected, like Time Aga has been cast or something. And so Kalden is going to rip this glove off and to reveal his skeletal hand and hold up both of his arms. And as some like wind is going to whip around him, and there's going to be like snowflakes that start to appear in front of this golem's face, like Rack focusing on that, and then it's suddenly like it's very calm, and then becomes like a whirlwind of hail and snow, and then he's going to pull his arm down and like try and bring down this snow, like hardened ice upon this snow golem. Snow golem? Stone golem. It's gonna be a snow golem after I'm done with it. Okay, so this is Ice Storm. Let me do a cast.
Failure! We're gonna drop a 3 to take a 5, it's still gonna fail. Poor dexterity. Stop targeting his dexterity, that's mean.
And I'm gonna do this as a bonus action. I'm gonna crush up a sorcery point to like do this as a quick spell.
Okay.
So here comes a damage.
Jesus, 19?
Wow.
So you guys, when you do hit, you're hitting big.
And because this is cold damage, I get to add another d6 just because it's like I'm pulling deep from my arcane well.
Okay.
But I don't know how to add that, so can I just roll it?
Yeah.
Here? Okay.
We'll just add it. 3!
Yeah, 3. So 22 total.
That's pretty damn good. So that's 2. You've done 44 damage to it so far, then.
So I'm casting this. This is I don't know how to draw one of those things, but I probably should, because this is it's a 20-foot radius, and the area around it becomes difficult terrain. And I want to cast this in a way that wouldn't affect Larg and Elena, obviously.
That's huge.
That's big.
You have to move it.
Yeah. Okay, so something along the lines of that.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to get rid of the purple one?
I'm trying to. I don't know how to. Yep, there we
go.
Yep.
Boom. There you go.
So that's
Sweet.
the area. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. No problem.
So that's going to be a bonus action. I'm going to call out to Larg. Larg, what's the symbol of Moradin?
Is it an anvil? Sorry, out of character.
That'd be great if he called back.
Who's Moradin?
Oh, it's Moradin, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. No, it's.
Oh, it's you don't. Yeah. I'm sorry. Mordrin.
Erica.
Maury.
Hang on, I can.
Maury.
I can pull it up literally.
It's a like a chisel and a paintbrush. And it's about all the creation, not just smithing now. So
Yeah, it's a hammer, a chisel, and a paintbrush. So
Okay. I'm gonna cast a cantrip as my action and create in my hand whatever Larg describes to me as like a medallion, sort of just shape water into a small palm-sized interpretation of Moradin's symbol. And then I'm going to move over behind him and pass it to Larg and say, try this.
this is interesting. So, has Kalden's never seen this?
I don't know if he's never not seen it, but he's certainly not familiar with it.
Okay, so this is like a game of telephone, but you're doing a police sketch, and it's being shouted to you in combat.
Yes.
So here's what I want to do.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, let's see how close you got.
Okay.
1 being not even kind of close. 10 being, wow, spot on.
Photographic memory.
Yeah.
Okay.
10 be like,
Good
oh yeah, I've
guess.
seen that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Hey, that's right.
He made like the type of paintbrush you paint a house with. It's upside down.
So
and back.
that's a 1. So this is like when your kid draws a horse, but they've never seen a horse before. So like it's like, good try, kiddo. Like, I'm gonna put this on the fridge. Not even close.
Larg, is this good?
Sure. Yeah, it's great.
I'm gonna put it in the fridge. Oh my god. Larg.
Yeah. All right. So he'll take it. He'll look at it and kind of, you know what?
Kalden pats you on the shoulder.
If it's not going to cost me an action, can I make a deception check to act like it's not terrible?
Yes, please.
That's okay.
9.
So you kind of see him go, and then he holds it up and he uses it to cast bless on his allies. And,
Oh, bless your
and they
heart.
all burst. They all burst into flames because.
See, that spits in the face of Moradin.
Yeah, so he's actually going to use it though. He's going to hold it up in the air, and bless is going to go on Elena, Braylon, and Tatiyana, just like that.
Oh, sweet.
And
What's
he's
he giving?
slowed. You got a bless, so you get an extra 1d4 to your attack rolls for the next minute, or until I get hit and drop my concentration.
If you're slowed, by the way, everybody who is slowed, roll a saving throw again.
Yeah, and
the end of your turn.
Elena, you get +2 because you are within my aura now.
So wait, so I get a D4 plus 2? What?
No, so you get a +2 to your saving throw because I have an aura of protection, which gives you a +2 to saving throws.
Oh,
Elena's not
yeah,
slow.
but I don't have a saving throw to do.
Oh, right.
It's
'cause you're
at
not
the
slowed.
end of our
And
it's at the end of
Kalden's
our
not slowed.
turns too.
Okay, well, I'm going to roll with the +2 because it affects me too. And I didn't think of that the first time I rolled. And I rolled even worse, so what the fuck? Jesus Christ.
Poor guy.
You're
So
extra
he's
slow.
just moving in slow motion. You did great.
Did you say we?
Braylon.
Okay. So Braylon's like he's not used to feeling this low, so it's like he's got this face of disgust the entire time. He's like, oh, what the hell is happening? And he's gonna magic doesn't work on this fucking guy. You know
I
what I mean?
mean,
Well, it works. He's just highly resistant to it.
We're gonna
Yeah.
cast Bane. Yeah. I was born in the darkness. You merely embraced it. Okay, I'm gonna cast it, and then it's gonna be a charisma saving throw.
Oh, he's so charismatic.
I hope not.
He's so not.
Ho,
Jesus, he got a 0.
A -5?
Look, he's not great at parties.
He's got shinies all over him, though.
Well, he got a 0.
They're in
so-
really awkward places, like right on the nipples and like.
Yeah,
No,
he's got like ball jewels.
He's got
Like,
armpits.
he's got
Really good dick,
Yeah.
though. They carved that real nice.
yeah, like you could tell they went crazy. Like it's like he's got a diamond penis. Like it's like
Those Meridian guys are weird.
they are so weird.
So if I
Maybe
hit the
they're onto
effect button,
something.
does it automatically put it on him if it effect and I'm targeting him?
Oh, I thought you were asking questions about the penis.
No.
It's not the shape you'd expect. So I think you have to do it.
All right, cool. So now when he attacks or makes a saving throw, he has to subtract a d4 from whatever he gets.
Damn.
He hits me and knocks me out in one hit because I'm very sure he can do that.
We don't know. He hasn't done anything yet.
We'll find out.
Braylon just plays a very slow version of Cold as Ice by Foreigner.
Yes, buddy.
Acoustic version. Use code set. And he's thinking, why am I singing so slow? And that's the
It's
end
at
of my
like
turn.
45 RPMs on a
Yeah,
78.
Right.
It's the lounge version.
And I will do a wisdom saving throw at the end of my turn.
Let's do it.
Fuck.
Oh, Jesus. 11. That's with a +4 of wow. Jesus.
Yikes.
so slow.
Oh no.
Larg,
So
do something.
he did.
It's okay. I gave him the medallion. He's fine.
It's very good.
Why are you talking so weird? Wait, why am I talking so weird?
And that's the end of Braylon's.
How did we get here?
Well, it started with a bush.
Same way we always get
Tatiyana.
anywhere.
Yes.
Your turn.
Okay, so Tatiyana is going to attempt to fire another arrow, but I am gonna do the D4 if it will let me pick it up first, and then just add that in.
I think it
It should do
automatically.
Oh shoot! Whoops. Never mind.
It's all good.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus God. 25 will hit.
Yay! And because I have 2 allies that are within 5 feet of it, I do
Yes.
get to do my sneak attack damage,
Yes, you
which is 5d6 now.
Oh,
So I picture Hawkeye. You're just using like some sort of drill arrow or something.
I'll do this one first,
Oh, max damage. Oh,
and then
partially resisted. Wait.
Aw.
Oh no. It's fully resisted.
what?
To piercing?
Wait. Oh my God. Where does it? Hold on.
it says it did damage.
Damage immunities.
If it's immune, it's
Bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical weapons.
This is exactly what happened last time.
Not to say I told y'all so, but I literally told y'all so. Jason was like,
resistant to my
"Use it."
damage.
Oh, that sucks.
Well,
Who has a magical weapon?
I have one. Jason, not to jump the gun, but would we all see that it's resistant or immune? Like, how does this work?
do you know in Dragon Ball Z when like someone fires this big ass energy blast and it's like got it, and the person on the other end just bats it away?
Mhm.
That's what this would be. Like, it's like Tatiyana's like, she has fired this arrow so many times. It's like, I gotcha, and it's just gonna go ping, and it's like, oh no, that should have done something.
Didn't even notice.
No, it didn't even care.
And that's not my turn, but can I like? Well, we're both slow, but like, can I shout to her to like get her attention?
I think Tatiyana would notice.
If I
Tatiyana's no dummy.
No, but like, no, I want to get her attention to like have her fly over, but I don't know if I can do that during my turn.
Not really. It's not your turn.
Okay, I'll wait.
How would Tatiyana react to that?
I don't even know. I'm so angry.
That is fair.
I think she would just sort of be like deflated by it and slow. And I guess I'll just do my save.
And slow.
Slowly angry.
I'm deflated and slow, guys. Hey, you saved!
Yay!
Ooh, shake it off.
Oh, Kallie, do something.
You better be good.
I don't know what to do. I was gonna give Larg freedom of movement, but now I feel like I should just do more damage.
Yeah, just smoke it.
Help us!
Alright. Alright, I'm just gonna, because my call lightning's still up, so I'm just gonna strike it with more lightning, so it needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. But it gets advantage.
But doesn't it have like a negative? Yeah.
And -1.
Oh, Jesus, God. Well, with all that garbage, Brooke, he's gonna roll a 2. With advantage.
Jason, you know what this is? This is Group 2, baby.
It is a little group 2! This is a war of escalation. 14 damage to the golem!
Yay!
At least the table's doing a lot of the heavy lifting right now. So.
That's true. This is way different than when we did the SWAT team kills before.
Oh my God. That shaved years off my life. Is Kallie done?
Yeah, I don't have anything else I can do, so...
Hey, you've done the most damage to it so far. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Stone Golem's turn. Stone Golem is going to create an axe handle with its hands. Like it's going to... It's like a clubbing motion. It's going to raise its arms high in the air. And it's going to try to come down on Larg. And it's going to attack with something called Slam. 15 is going to miss.
Aye.
And he's going to raise his arms again. And he's going to try to come down on Larg. So I imagine the first one is going to, like, land at the side of him. Like, again, that minimal movement is like, ooh. And it just, like, you're going to feel it impact the ground. I would say everybody within a 10-foot radius is like, slam. And it is going to raise its arms again and attempt once more. Oh, and do even worse. 9. Boom! Again, just like you could tell if this were to hit you, that's gonna hurt like a motherfucker. Just, that's got some weight behind it. That will end the golem's turn.
Man.
Elena!
When Bane hits, it's good.
Yeah, dude, that's
Is this the
-4
first time
and a
Bane's
-3.
worked?
It's never worked before.
Well, way to pick your spots, because it's got +10 to its attack.
Yeah, it's not. It's not screwing around. Elena.
Okay, so did I like 100% see what Tatiyana did and like figure out that if I hit it, it's not going to do anything?
I would say at this point, you'd get it. Your instinct was right on the nose. It's like, well, I got this sword, and that's just a big old rock.
And then you, Jason, were like, no, it worked a little bit. And I was like, okay.
I was trying to be positive for you.
Okay, so honestly, Elena's not sure what to do. So, okay, so is disengaging still a thing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I will remind you, you have superiority die and maneuvers.
Right, but...
I mean, you might not be able to do damage, but that doesn't mean that your maneuvers wouldn't work.
Right. Well, I was thinking about that because, like, I have one that makes it drop something, and I was like, well, if it's saying that now it has, like, this stone axe, can I...
No. A wrestling term, like a double axe handle? Like he's putting his fist in the other fist and just raising them and clubbing.
Oh, you see, I didn't get that part.
That's okay, sorry. I figured I might have confused you. Yeah, no, he's just, he's got rock hands.
Yeah.
Big, strong hands.
I can try and push it away, but, like, that ain't gonna do nothing.
You're probably not gonna push it.
Yeah. So...
Read the chat.
So what Elena's gonna do is she's gonna give us some, like, really long, hard thought. And so she's just gonna, think, you know, let me see what other people do. And then I'll make a decision from there. So she's gonna delay her turn.
Good, okay.
Nice.
Kalden.
Kalden's gonna see Elena do nothing and, like... give her like the Jackie Chan meme, like what, like put his hands on his head, and he's going to keep this storm going. He's just going to keep casting, like trying to bring down this ice. I'm gonna try ice storm again on this thing. I'm gonna smash another sorcery point. Do this as a bonus action too, because I would like to also cast a ray of frost, so like a white hot beam of cold energy just comes out of the middle of this raging storm and like comes down like Independence Day on this boy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so let me try first the ice storm.
It's gonna fail.
All right. Give him
fucking Bane.
Give him this damage.
Good spell.
17 damage to the golem.
Oh, plus I got this D6 here.
Hey.
6 extra damage? Ooh, that's hot. That's real
Oh,
hot.
that extra little fuck you die.
Yeah, so this... I had to take 9 levels of sorcerer to get it. It worked for this one. So yeah, all this hail and rock is like smashing into his gems and his diamond penis and his beautiful, like this beautifully. I mean, the craftsman of this thing is beautifully done, and it's just getting crushed with this ice, and then this white hot beam is going to come down, and I'll cast Ray of Frost. Boop.
That one's gonna miss.
Okay. So that just comes down and just sort of like gets refracted by one of these gems and just sort of like splices out into harmless cold light.
Boy, if people didn't know about this valley before, they're gonna find out. 'Cause I imagine it's just fucking
The fireworks show.
Yeah, just laser beams and magic all over the place.
And slow music.
The rave, guys.
Thundering booms.
We should have
People
all
screaming out a bush.
taken mushrooms and just watched this light show. And then I'm gonna say to Larg, "Are you good?"
I think so. Except he says it slower.
I think okay. All right. Just say okay. All right. Good. And then he's gonna back up here with his buddy Braylon. I'll be end turn.
All right, Larg. Sounds like you got a plan.
So he is preparing to start swinging back at this thing after it missed him twice, but noticing Elena's sudden hesitation, he's going to reach over because the head of his hammer is glowing with that energy when he uses that ability, which I can't remember the name of right now. The divine, the channel divinity, sacred weapon. That's what it is. So he's going to reach over with the hammer and touch and like bang it against Elena's sword, and that it's going to be like when you touch a lit match head to one that's not lit yet, and the magic kind of just flares into her weapon, and he's casting magic weapon on her sword.
Holy shit.
and he's gonna
Okay,
just
you can
kind
have
of
two of those going at once?
So I checked. Bless is concentration, magic weapon is not. It's only a bonus action.
Got it.
So normally I'd be able to turn around and attack this thing, but I'm still slow, so I can't. So he's going to nod to Elena in slow motion, and then that's it. It's been 10 minutes, and he's just finished moving. So I'm going to just do a wisdom save instead.
Let's do it.
Jesus Christ.
We're going to be slow for 1,000 years.
It's actually a 15 because of my aura, but I still don't think that's enough.
15 won't do it.
Ugh. All right.
Elena! You got a glowy sword!
Okay, so when Larg puts his weapon to hers, which sounds funny, but the glowing of his now starts to extend along Elena's sword. That sounds bad too. She's going to, she's holding it with two hands, and it's in front of her, and as it starts glowing, her eyes are going to go wide, but there's also going to be a smile on her face, and you probably haven't seen her smile like that, definitely since they got out of the cave. And then she's going to bring the sword over her head and try and hit the golem.
Let's do it. You get a +2 to your attack.
+2. Do I also...
It automatically adds that D4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And attack... And this just makes it magic? Like, it doesn't do
It's a
anything else
+1
to it?
weapon as well, yeah. So you'll actually get a +3 instead.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Uh,
Please don't miss.
okay, let's see.
So you have a...
Oh, shit.
Jesus.
Oh, shit.
So
29! You just cut away to a mile away from this mountain, and you just see a bomb, like a atom bomb mushroom cloud.
29 will hit, believe it or not.
Okay, so because that hit... Oh, just kidding. Never mind. Okay, I'm gonna do damage. I'm just gonna do damage.
9 damage. It says resisted, but don't worry about that. It's 9 damage.
Okay. Then I'm gonna do it again.
Okay.
Do I still have the bless, or is that like a one-time thing?
No, you still have it.
Oh, so the magic is still on the weapon.
Yes.
Right, okay. And then the +2 is from you being next to me, so that's still around.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Jesus, you rolled a 4 and still got an 18. That'll hit.
Okay, cool. And I will do damage.
Let's do it.
Oh, shit.
Max damage, 13 to the golem.
And why not? Because she doesn't know how long this magic thing will last. She's gonna use Action Surge. Give me a second, I have to think of what it's called. And she's gonna do it again. And
25 will hit.
Fuck.
okay. And on this, let me just no, okay. I'm gonna do damage.
9 more damage to the golem.
And that's everything.
I was about to say, that's 3 whole attacks. Braylon!
So he just sees Elena go crazy, and she's wielding basically a burning blade. Kalden's right next to him, so he looks at Kalden and goes, "That's so cool." I'm going to, because I have to use bonus actions as full actions now, right? Because I'm slow.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to give Bardic Inspiration to... Let's see who's up. Tatiyana, Kallie. What's the range? Can I do it? 60 feet of me. That's everybody.
To the golem. Give it to the golem.
Yeah, golem gets it now.
Kind of needs it.
Yeah, he's not doing great, honestly.
You know what? No, he'll shout to Tatiyana. That's what I want to do my turn. He'll hold up his vicious longbow and say, Tatiyana! And he'll just like hold it up, like motion her to come get it. That'll be can I do it as a free action or as like a not spending anything?
I'll give you an option. I'll let you attempt to whip it at her.
Hell no.
Okay.
Get out of your mind. What's wrong with you? So I'll hold up the vicious longbow so like hopefully she hears me. And then I will pass Bardic Inspiration to Kallie.
Okay.
I think it's still a D6, right? That hasn't changed.
I don't believe so.
Let me see. It becomes a D8 at 5th level. Yes, it's D8.
Ooh,
so 2 levels ago should have been a D8.
Shit. Now we know. Tatiyana, your turn.
Okay. Tatiyana, you said it was...
Sorry, does Braylon save?
Oh, save! Yeah, roll that save.
Oh my goodness, thank you guys.
Woo!
Still slow.
Yeah, no, it's a 10.
Well, because battle takes, like, seconds, Tatiyana's gonna see these arrows sort of ping off of this guy and just exasperatedly, oh, come on! And she'll hear Braylon from behind her sort of slowly yell this at her, and I'll move back to go and get it.
Remember, your movement speed is halved.
But I saved.
Oh, you saved! That's right! Never mind.
So I can get there and go back.
You can get
I won't.
Yeah.
You can't go home again.
And she would take it.
Braylon reluctantly hands her the bow. Give it back when you're done.
Do I need that here in order to fire?
I can tell you the stats if you just want to roll, make the quick
Okay.
roll.
Oh, yeah, no. Basically, you're going to get a +1, but you get a +2 because of Larg and Elena, so just take what you'd normally get
Okay.
for your and just roll up with a +3. That's all.
With a +3? Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go!
28 will hit!
Yay! Finally!
Do you know what's great? There hasn't been a crit hit or miss for anyone yet.
Why'd you say that? Why did you say that?
I'm dreading it. I don't know. I'm worried. I'm worried for all of us.
Now, the damage that I have here for the short bow I have is still piercing, so I don't know if it would be different for a magical bow.
It just says 1d6 plus 3 piercing magic.
Okay. Well, mine's +5.
Yeah. Roll yours.
Okay.
And we'll just count that as the damage.
Oh, well.
6.
Thanks. But I still get my sneakiness.
Then do it!
Is it +1 for magic weapon as well?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So 7?
Yeah, so it'd be a 7. Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
nice.
14 extra.
And Tatiyana will look down at Braylon after this obviously affects this stone giant, and she'll give a little head nod, thanks, and sort of scoot over here.
5 minutes later, he'll react, you're welcome.
I'm just saying, if you wanted to walk away with that bow, now is the greatest time ever. Taking a choice.
No, please.
Tatiyana leaves out the valley, just like, got
Yeah,
my bow.
Hell, you got wings. You could just fly.
Yeah, that's true. Peace. Deuces.
That's barely even stealing. That's honestly. Kallie,
I'm gonna hit it with lightning.
let's do it.
Okay, can you give me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Well, sure.
I want to see this thing Matrix dodge a lightning bolt.
Oh,
13! No way! That's
Yeah.
his best roll so far.
Yeah, he still fails.
Oh, buddy. Oh, my God! 18 more damage! Oh, my God!
I should have done it
Yes,
at a higher
bullies.
level. I'm regretting that.
All right.
That's it.
Anything else? Okay. Stone Golem is just fucking pissed. So
That makes sense.
he's
He's
I
being
don't blame him.
unreasonable.
he is going to stop targeting Larg, and he's going to target Elena, and he is going to try and just slam Elena.
I'm gonna invoke disadvantage on that, please.
Oh my god. Okay, here we go. 11.
Perfect. I have a reaction to that. I'm going to use riposte.
Okay.
I can use a reaction and spend one superiority die to make a melee weapon attack against it. If I hit, I add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll.
Let's do it.
So, using one superiority die, and then I'm going to attack it. And I think because I think the +1 is already added in.
Magic weapon, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just doing a +2.
Okay. Oh! Crit miss!
Well, there we go. There's that crit.
There it is. There it is.
See, that's why you don't say those things, Jason.
Speak about the devil, and the devil comes up.
The target, okay, critical counter.
Oh no.
Oh,
The
no.
target critically hits
Oh, no.
you with a
Oh,
basic
no.
attack. Oh shit. Okay, well. This may be the only attack it lands. Okay, everybody, hold your breath.
What a ping pong.
Yeah, really.
The good news is I have 100 HP.
28 damage
That's
to
nothing.
Super deadly to me still.
Yeah, those are. He rolled like 2, 3 1s in there too. A couple of 3. Yeah, that was low.
That's like
that was low.
that was a
end.
level 3 Braylon's full HP.
Yikes.
I bet that looks so cool, though. Like Elena trying to repost, like scraping off this stone with this magic blade, and then it like whirling around to knock it away and punching her or whatever.
Oh my god. Okay. It's gonna stop targeting you though, and it's gonna swing back around and try to hit Larg.
That's fair. That was a lot of effort for one hit.
It was. He's like, oh, I'm exhausted. 22 damage. Oh, 22. Sorry. 22 will hit.
Yeah, I guess.
20. Wait, what happened?
Oh,
Concentration.
That was your concentration,
Okay.
so that succeeded.
Thank
So
God.
you're going to take 22 damage.
okay.
So it was 22 damage.
Yeah, that was. Oh my god, it was.
22 to hit, 22 damage.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Wow.
Ouch.
22 damage, but you're gonna succeed with a 23 in your concentration, so you are you're stone faced in your resolve, and you're
Larg walks out of the valley.
Oh, we got a light show going.
he just stops. He drops everything. He takes off his clothes and leaves.
oh my god,
You're gonna miss Floyd. You're gonna miss Laser Floyd.
Kalden.
Oh shit. All right. Tried and true. I'm gonna keep this.
Oh
I'm gonna keep this
no.
ice storm one more time. Ooh.
Whoa.
Clickety clack. We can hear your click clacks. Your heels. Your heels on the runway. We can hear them. Oh, I think he saves, right?
No, he failed. 14 says
Oh,
failure.
14. Oh, yeah, all the banes and stuff.
Because the
Got
fucking Bane, and god damn it.
Got it.
Damn right.
Got
For the
it.
first time ever in the history of this show, my Bane worked. Thank you.
Like a lot, too. Like, not 16! Wow, you got 3 1s in there.
Wait, yeah, but hold on. There's more.
Right.
Oh,
And another 1! And keep the tip!
Yahtzee.
17 damage, yeah, and I'm gonna burn my sorcery point and try and cast this Ray of Frost again as well.
If I may,
Mhm, please.
this golem looks a little rocky right now.
Kalden rips off all his clothes and kills himself.
Kalden impales himself on the diamond penis. Like, it's just...
It's how he would have wanted to go.
No, he doesn't look so great, though.
All right. I can't come back from that.
23 will hit! Ray of Frost.
A ray of frost is what kills this thing.
I will laugh my ass off.
Yep.
That
Oh my god.
I got one of these.
This stone golem will close its eyes and fall backwards, just dead, like just boom, like it just ceases functioning. And the instant it does so, like the instant it lands, like the entire ground is going to shake. You're going to feel it. And instantly, that slow feeling vanishes.
Braylon huffs and puffs. Goes to where Tatiyana's floating. Give it back!
Tatiyana would drop it down to Braylon.
He bows. Thank you!
Yeah, so Larg kind of rolls his shoulders, and like he's getting feeling back in his arms or whatever after being slowed. And he glances over to Elena and kind of nods again with the grin. And the white flame on her sword will go out, but he'll put a hand on her shoulder and lay on hands for however much she was hurt.
28.
Yeah, I've got 30 in me, so you can have 28 of them.
Oh, wow. Nice.
I guess I'll use 2 on me.
Well, Kallie will go up to Larg and she'll do a Cure Wounds on him. And I'll do it 4th level. So it gets 2 extra d8s.
Oh, geez, I'm only down 20 points.
Oh. Well,
that'll heal
okay.
you for 10.
and then we're gonna, hold on, add 10 to what I'm gonna roll. Oh wait, I need to target Larg. Well, needed that.
Roll a 1, but with a plus 15.
Hey, we're all topped up. So after all that, like he'll thank Cal and he'll kind of look around at everybody and shrug and be like, "It wasn't so bad."
Maybe Moradin is looking out at us after all. Maybe there is more than one god shining down from above.
Braylon points to the doorway. I think that will determine if there's, more gods on this, on our side here. Let's see what we fought so hard for.
Everyone mind the ice.
Wouldn't it be great if someone slipped and broke their neck like that?
No!
No, listen, the thorny bush actually presented a bigger problem than this giant thing, so that's what would happen.
We stay slucked, and we basically were playing a blue magic deck against him the entire time.
Yeah. Counterspell.
Yeah, so Larg will step past this thing and go to the door.
All right.
Are there any of these jewels or anything that have been knocked off at all laying around?
I mean, it would still mostly be embedded in the rock. And, it's something you could work at and, pry him out of there, probably.
Maybe a mummy with the beetles on the wall and the knife.
Yeah, no, I wanted to pick one up as something got knocked out, but I didn't want to pry on it.
Tatiyana would go with Larg over to the door, and I think when they see this lock, would yell out, "Anyone see a key anywhere?"
The answer might surprise you.
Oh.
No is the answer.
Oh.
It's the diamond dick.
Break that thing off. Get it over here.
All right, 1 sec. Daddy has to do some work. I gotta break this dick off.
Remember when
If I had
people
a
get
nickel.
mad because we do a lot of dick violence on this
Yeah,
show?
they do get mad.
If someone gets mad
It's a
at a
golem dick.
fictional golem's rock dick, I'm gonna be mad back.
It's one hell of a souvenir. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my
So-
Take
god!
that into town. Take that into town. Slap it up on a counter. Something like, how much can I get?
I just made your day, merchant.
Like, the golem had clothes on.
No, it didn't.
It didn't. It was just a naked golem.
It's a rock man. Like, it doesn't, like, okay.
Well,
here's
with
the thing.
rock clothes.
Wow.
like
Do you
no,
think they
like the
chiseled
thing- well,
modesty
like, it's
into
a
it?
statue, like a statue that has clothes. So the clothes are like part of the statue.
I mean, if that's what helps you get to sleep at night.
It will.
I'm telling you, it was made by crazy dwarves, and it's much more likely to have a big diamond penis than... Also, now my goal in life is to have enough money that I could go to Zales and tell them what I want. I want... I don't want a cubic zirconium. I want an actual diamond penis. Like, that's what I want.
It's not too late to get
To
out
skip.
added to the book for this.
Oh my god.
Anywho,
All
sorry.
right, let's open the door.
So there's no key with the golem, right? There's no key anywhere.
No.
I mean, I try to. I get this, guys. Feeling pretty
Let's pick it.
confident. I just beat this
Maybe-
golem thing.
Maybe you are the key, Tatiyana.
Go home, Kalden.
Tatiyana, as she's like cracking her knuckles and sort of stretching out, very showmanshipy, is just going to sort of roll her eyes at that and chuckle. And I'm wondering if there's a way that I can check for traps as well, because I have this thing that's technically a feature that lets me do that as a bonus action. So I'm wondering if I could do.
Oh, yeah, that's your job, basically.
Okay, so do you want me to do 2 rolls? One to check for traps and then one to break it open?
I would. Yes, please.
What to check for traps?
That is, I think it's just wisdom? I'm not sure. Hold on a second.
Dex. I think it might be Dex.
Is it just Dex? Flat out?
I hope it's...
Yeah, it might be. I don't remember off the top of my head either, but I think it's a Dex skill.
Well, so my bonus action thing says that I can use dexterity to disarm a trap.
To disarm it, not to spot it.
Wouldn't it just be like an investigation?
I see.
Yeah, it might be investigation. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it would be. Jesus Christ, it would be.
Oh, okay.
I'm an idiot. I'm sorry, it's late.
Okay.
So, give me a little investigation there.
Well,
8. You know what? Mwah, this looks great.
looks good. All right,
Looks
here we
good.
go.
Group B.
And I'm just gonna try to crack her open.
Use them thieves tool.
Oh, so low.
Wow, okay, hold up. You rolled a 2,
Yes.
but got a 15 because of your 13 modifier.
Yeah.
Basically, you could take your thieves tools and just jab at this and still do pretty well. That's what I'm learning. So it's going to take you about 5 minutes.
It takes her extra long because she's still like mid-air, and then like falls over halfway through, so she's got to sort of start.
Well, you don't
Eventually.
have to be flying if you don't want to.
Why didn't you tell me that, Kalden? And then she
So eventually, you're going to hear this click, like a large click. Do you want to turn the handle?
Yeah, I believe that this is a safe door. I checked it.
Good. Excellent. So, turning this handle, the door is actually going to separate and open outward, wide. Inside is a small room, about 15 feet by 15 feet. Beautiful chiseled stone everywhere. You're going to see skeletons, dwarven skeletons, clad in armor. The state of this room is really messed up. There appears to be something smeared all over the walls. And it looks like this has been just a long, long time. But it appears to be feces? Yeah. It also appears as though some of the skeleton's fingers have gone missing. But all of this is garnish. Because in the middle of this room, this dingy, cobweb-ridden room, there is a stone dais. And on top of this dais is a beautiful, long glass case. Picture almost like a fish tank, something like that. In this fish tank, propped up, is a massive sword. There is a placard underneath of it. This apparently was crafted by these dwarves and has a name. It is a gorgeous, large silver sword with engravings all over it. It is like the second these doors open, the light's going to catch it. It's the most beautiful thing you've probably ever laid your eyes on. Do any of you speak or read Dwarven?
I think I might.
I
Let me
might.
check.
That was
Nope.
my other
No.
character.
Braylon only knows 2.
No,
Hmm.
no dwarven.
Well, that's a problem.
Are there any languages like similar to Dwarven, like of the same country of origin?
Well, I mean, if a lot of people say that Dwarven is basically a blunt, thuggish version of Elven. So if you speak Elven, you might be able to, like, get the gist.
Me, I speak Elven.
Same.
Yeah, it's not going to be a one-to-one. But you'll get... It's like getting instructions from China that are very English.
I was gonna say,
I
like,
also
if you speak Spanish, you can kind of speak Italian a little bit.
yeah.
I also know Old Elvish too.
Oh, that'll help. Okay, Old Elvish will help.
Okay.
Because that's a little closer. It's less sophisticated. It's less, you know. So.
Yeah.
So, with that, you can kind of get a translation here. Sword of the Dwarven God. I think that's a pretty good time for us to stop.
Oh, Jason, no! Listen, I know it's 2 a.m, but
Yo!
please.
Dude.
We'll kick off the next session.
Okay.
Well, Elena, you got a cool sword.
Amazing.
That's we haven't seen one of these on the show for a minute.
Wild.
Long
It's
time.
like
Can you
Arc
believe-
1, I think, right?
We almost walked by this.
We almost walked
Yeah.
right past it.
Fuck that.
We almost
Yeah.
decided to not do this.
Can I tell you? That's happened a bunch on the show. Like people just walk by stuff like
Tell me that!
I'm sorry. That happens all the time. Like people just, it's fine.
I wanted to see whatever this was, but my thinking was like, Kalden is like, no, we gotta go. Like this got us into trouble. I was totally gonna advocate we just leave until
Same.
Larg said the
you
thing,
were
right?
yeah,
Yeah, Larg brought it
exactly.
up. Larg brought it up, yeah.
I was
Wait,
trying
is
to think of a
this-
reason
is
not
this
to
a-
do it.
Is this a magical item in the book?
No.
Huh. I was
this is-
gonna abuse my powers.
No. See, one thing I wanted to do was I wanted to open the Google folder and see who opened Esterholt, and I saw Jamieson on there. We really hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. We'll be back next week with a brand new one to continue Arc 3. In the meantime, we have posted a brand new Sheeb shirt. We are trying to dedicate ourselves to posting a brand new shirt every single month. If you guys have suggestions for things that we should kind of put together and pop on a shirt, please let us know. Tell us in the comments below. Tell us in email form at dandrpodcast@gmail.com. Tell us any way you can. Again, as always, we are brought to you by Patreon because that's how we keep the lights on. That's how we give you guys new content. And that's how we are able to focus on things like the book and do this as our full-time job. If you go to patreon.com/DANDR, there's literally a metric ton. If you measured it digitally, that's how much it would weigh. We just posted a Living in Theria about the Countess, so we answered 50 questions all about her past, what she's up to, all kinds of stuff. We can't thank you guys enough for giving us questions and just responding to feedback in our Discord. That's enough shilling from me. We'll be back next week with another brand new episode. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to spread the word. Tell everybody you know what you're listening to in DNR and why you're listening to it. We really can't thank you guys enough for helping us get new listeners and just letting people know. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time.